Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. The topic we are going to discuss right now is on Supermind is a truth. Sri Aurobindo speaks and reminds us. I know with absolute certitude that the supramental is a truth. So here Sri Aurobindo quotes with absolute certitude, supramental is a truth, and that its advent is in the very nature of things inevitable. We find advent of supermind. Though this is supramental, its advent in very nature of things is inevitable. Absolute certitude is in the we have seen that the supramental is a truth, and in very its advent in very nature of things is inevitable. The question is as to the when and the how. Now the question is before us, when and how, because it was almost, I feel it was written before the descent of the supermind. We have seen Sri Aurobindo stated on himself, he feels it is absolute certitude, but question is that how and when it has been done. Things we are promised are fulfilled. A new light breaks upon the earth, the new world is born. Things that we are promised are fulfilled. Lord, thou willst and I execute. These are the certitude messages of certitude we have seen in the mother's, assuring voice. It is ascertain. There is nothing to doubt of it. So that also is decided and predestined. This descent, this manifestation is decided, and of course it is predestined from somewhere above, not from here, from above. It is predecided and predestined from somewhere above, and it is here being put out amid a rather grim class of conflicting forces. Here, where we are staying in the lower hemisphere, surrounded with uncertitude and inertia, here the darkness, here the falsehood, and we are staying among this. You can find the grim class of conflicting forces. That is what. And Sri Aurobindo, of course, tries to explain here. That is, however, certain that a number of souls have been sent. Number of souls have been sent to see that it shall be now. Because that mother's vision of this boat you have recall, you can remember, you can recall. Mother quotes, I am permanently in charge. Some people are being, souls are being prepared, and they are being carried through this big river, through this big boat, and there they will, where they will be sent down, where they will be they will be kept, they will be the permanent inhabitants there. So my faith and will are for the now. I don't claim that it will take some a big time, gap will be big, some preparation will take a pretty long time. Not is nothing like this. It is to be held now. So about his faith and all, Sri Aurobindo clarifies. As for faith, I never had the doubt or any difficulty about the answering the question. Sri Aurobindo quotes, I did not have any doubt or difficulty. I have had the worse than the human mind can think of. Even that criteria was there, that was also there. I have not, it is not because I have ignored difficulties, but because I have seen them more clearly. These difficulties I have not ignored. I have seen them very much more clearly, experienced them in a larger scale than anyone living now. I have experienced them in the larger scale. I have not ignored, but I have seen them more clearly. And before me, that having faced and measured them, I have faced them, measured them, experienced them, I have seen them. I am sure the results of my work, for that only, I am not saying something or writing something or convincing you of some in a superficial manner, but because I have experienced them, I have measured, I have faced, I have seen them clearly, I have experienced in the larger scale. So, in the way that one trades with the greater light above, even every difficulty gives its help. Every difficulty gives its help and has this value, and night itself carries in it the burden of the light. Very interesting line. Night itself carries in it the burden of light that has to be. Night, everywhere you see the dense night, nothing is visible. But here in the course, night carries the light that has to be. It is there inside that night. Night carries in it burden of the light that is to be. That is a great assurance. And again, Sri Aurobindo puts forward little bit ahead. As we had lived physically in the supermind, from the beginning, nobody could, if we could, we had lived, if Sri Aurobindo uses the word if in the very beginning of the sentence, if we had lived physically in the supermind from the beginning, nobody could have been able to approach us, not nor if it is there, then nobody could have approached us, nor could any sadhana have been done. So that is the reason there could have been no hope of contact between ourselves and the earth and the man. So that was the problem. So even if this mother has to come, it could not live. That's why the arrival of the manifestation of the mother was necessary. The mother has come down towards the lower consciousness. She is actually Aditi from the higher hemisphere, from the Aditi, from the supernal sphere. Mother has descended. The purpose is different. She has come down into the lower consciousness of the sadhakas instead of keeping always in her own. So she has come. There was no other way, because earth movement, the earthly human earthly revolution, that process is very slow, very slow. It is very difficult to reach. It may don't know how many centuries or millenniums it will take. For that, actually, to accelerate this process, mother has come down into the earth, keeping always in her own. So the divine has to fail himself in order to meet the human. Very interesting, very interesting. The divine has to fail himself in order to meet the human. Not in her original form she has come, but she has descended there, and she is not far above. She has descended in order to meet the human. That was the purpose. And she has come down. So far this mother is concerned, her descent was from higher hemisphere to lower hemisphere. She has come down here into this lower hemisphere, lower consciousness of the sadhaka, instead of keeping always up her home on. She knows who she is. She knows about her, everything about her she knows. But the thing is that she hides her divinity and enters into the lower consciousness of the sadhaka in order to lift them up in this process of evolution, which is a slow process. She wants to accelerate it, so that things can be achieved within a very stipulated time period of our own choice, own calculation. But if everything is left to the human evolution, I don't know, or you don't know, you can't predict how long it will take. Anyways, Sri Aurobindo quotes about the supermind very interestingly. The supramental yoga is at once, it is a process. So this to ascend to the supramental, Sri Aurobindo, many ways Sri Aurobindo has quoted, mother has quoted, Sri Aurobindo has quoted, and here, supramental change is a thing decreed and inevitable. Its evolution is a crucial process. Sri Aurobindo has quoted in, you read and reread again and again, not only once or twice, it is in 100 ways you have seen. And mother quotes of the Sri Aurobindo's purpose of human incarnation. Sri Aurobindo, the emanation of the Supreme. Straightly Sri Aurobindo, mother has quoted who Sri Aurobindo is and what is the purpose of his arrival here. Purpose of his manifestation or avatarhood. What is the purpose? So that's what the Sri Aurobindo, Mother quotes Sri Aurobindo, the emanation of the Supreme came down on earth. Here he has come down into the earth to announce a new world and a new race. To announce a new world and a new race, that is supramental. So here the process to gain the supermind, to know the truth of the supramental, you have to carry forward through the supramental yoga. This is supramental yoga is very interesting yoga. Supramental yoga is at once a ascent towards God. We keep ascending towards God, and simultaneously a descent of Godhead into the embodied nature. Simultaneously, two processes will be taking place. One is ascent towards God, and simultaneously the descent of Godhead into the embodied nature. So again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, a vast universality of soul, a vast universality of the soul and intense unity with all is the base and the fixed condition. Of course, in sadhana, so far this Sri Aurobindo and Mother are concerned. And when their integral yoga or supramental yoga is concerned, no fixed condition or discipline or rules or regulation, nothing is there. Now, still then, if we follow the path, if we touch it, then you can find some more conditions. Here, Sri Aurobindo quotes about the fixed and the base condition. A vast universality of soul, that is what number one, vast universality of the soul, and intense unity with all, second condition. These are the base and the fixed conditions of the supramental consciousness and the spiritual life. That is what, because unknowingly we claim we are spiritual, we are leading the spiritual life, we are living in the spirit, we are all spiritual. So many ways they claim it is good, nothing is bad, it is good. At least that much confidence is there, at least that much awareness is there. But awareness without practicing, how long it can be? Only you, whatever you, a drop of practice is better than an ocean of theories, advices, and good resolutions. You know that's good. To know is good, to live is better, and to be, that is perfect. You know the truth, that is good, but you have to live within it, that is better. Then you have to know is good, to live, and to be, you have to become, that is perfect. That's what. But in the initial condition also very few people are there, very rare, maybe rarest people are there to know the truth. The truth, original truth, very, it is known to very few. Some people maybe out of emotion or out of need, or they have got the time to read on like this. Anyhow, in any way you see, they have crossed some extent, they know it. But the thing is that as it is to fulfill their requirement of delivering speech or classing, taking classes, or summing up a thing, or to write an article, that is a different issue. It does not indicate that you know the truth. Truth only is known only when you have gone in contact. You have been identified with the divine. Love of God is truth. That's what you must know. So conditions are base and fixed condition is there for the very here also 2 plus 2 plus 2 is this category of dialogue is given. So number one is vast universality of soul. Second, intense unity with all. So two conditions: vast universality of the soul. Second, intense unity with all. That is also condition. That is also two. One is a base condition, and second is a fixed condition. For also purpose is two. One is supramental consciousness and the spiritual life. So here 2 plus 2 plus 2, very interesting. So it is a small sentence, small message. If you analyze it in deeply, thoroughly, you can find a lot of things are there. A vast universality of soul, an intense unity with all, that is these two. Second, they are base and fixed condition. For what? That is for also for two, supramental consciousness and spiritual life. Have you got these two these conditions? Have you qualified these two conditions? Universality of the soul, intense unity with all. Those we don't have. We quarrel among each other. We try to go away from each other. We never try to come to the point. Still, then we claim that we are leading spiritual life and we have reached the supramental consciousness. These are the wrong ideas. I must tell you, you must be conscious. For that, actually, Sri Aurobindo tells, supramental is a truth. You have to go. You have to possess. You have to see. You see. That's what Mother Sri Aurobindo quoted, experienced, saw so many use words Sri Aurobindo used in the very pretext you have we have seen, like the terms Sri Aurobindo used very in a very bold manner. So this has to be predestined, decided. So like these things, saw them clearly and faced, measured, experienced so many ways. Anyway, it is inevitable. It has to be faced, and we have to live in it. Thank you.